Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee and I make homemaking and lifestyle videos here at my home in Maine. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of our favorite recipes and dinners that I prepare during the work week. I know a lot of my subscribers work full-time jobs, and honestly, I did not really get into cooking until the pandemic because I worked a 9 to 5 and came home every day and just never knew what to make and did not want to take the time to make anything. I was just always tired and was making just super simple like spaghetti or whatever, like just slap it in the microwave type of meals. Once the pandemic hit and I was home more often, I was able to take a little bit more time to kind of figure out what meals were gonna work for us and ones that were quick to put together. I do work from home now and I am home all week, so I have a bit more time to cook, but I still have quite the arsenal of recipes that are super fast and easy to put together because while I am home, I am also doing other things, so I don't necessarily start cooking until the evening. So I want to have options to put together quickly. So these recipes are all super fast and easy to do once you get home from work at night. I also wanted recipes that were flexible and customizable because I know you guys are all going to have your own tastes. You might think my recipe is a little bit too heavy, or you might not like the meat we're using in it. So I wanted things that you could definitely switch out ingredients for and really make your own. I will talk through all of that in each recipe as I go. You guys are gonna see, like, I definitely have my preferences when it comes to food and Brandon definitely has his preferences, but that doesn't mean you have to follow the recipe exactly to still get a great meal. So that was all really important to me. I wanted these to be easy, flexible, customizable. A lot of them are a little bit heavier. We live in New England, it's very cold right now, so a lot of our meals are hearty. Brandon and I are also not big lunch people. We tend to have very light meals during the day and then do a heavier dinner. So if that's not your jam, you can definitely make these recipes, like have them make a smaller portion or change out ingredients to make them a bit less heavy. So I just wanted to let you guys know all of that. These are not hard and fast recipes and I am not a chef, so I promise you they're super easy and I'm excited to share them with you. So thank you guys so much. If you guys are interested, make sure you keep on watching and let's get cooking. This first recipe of all 4 is probably the one that's gonna take you the longest, but it is so yummy and easy to switch out ingredients. So if you just saw, I put on a pot of boiling water for my mini Yukon potatoes, and we are gonna have those as well as some other veggies with our chicken here. And this is just a 1-pan recipe. It's all gonna get baked on the same pan. I love how easy the cleanup is for this. So I usually do bell pepper and carrots as well as the potatoes. You can absolutely do whatever you like, asparagus, green beans, Brussels sprouts, anything you like here. I'm just cutting these up and I'm gonna put them in a bowl with a little bit of olive oil as well as some seasonings, which you're gonna see here on the screen. Again, super customizable what you put in here. This is just the combo that I prefer. And then I'm just going to give these a quick shake, and that's kind of your first step. And then line my baking sheet with some parchment paper. Again, easy cleanup that way, and I am just drizzling some chicken tenders with olive oil. You can use any kind of chicken or any kind of meat, honestly. We're going to bread these chickens with this mixture here, and usually I do buy shaved Parmesan instead of using the Parmesan powder in this, and I just put the pieces on top like a crust. I much prefer it that way, but on this day they didn't have the Parmesan that I usually buy, so I just put it into the panko, like the powdered Parmesan, and it still came out pretty good. So you can kind of do what your preferences, but I love the shaved Parmesan. I think it's so good on top. It makes a good crust. Once you've prepped your chicken and veggies, your potatoes should be pretty much done. I just boiled them till fork tender, and I'm now going to empty out this bowl and use it for my potatoes because, again, we are trying to conserve dishes here. I usually put my veggies on this end, chicken on the other end, and potatoes in the center, and I'm going to put oil and seasoning on these potatoes as well as some Parmesan cheese. You can put whatever you like on these. I just like to put oil so that they get nice and crispy. And on the stay, just garlic powder and Parmesan. I've also done other spices as well. I'm now just putting them out on the pan, and you're going to take a mason jar or whatever you have on hand, and you're gonna smash them. And this is why they need to be pretty fork tender in order to do this. But I love to smash them so that when they bake, they get really crispy and just super good. You're gonna pop that in the oven, bake at 400 for 30 minutes, and you can flip your potatoes halfway, but it's not necessary. I've found it's up to you. And this is so easy, so good. And on the side here, I just made a quick little thing of risotto, just like a pasta side. It pairs super well. Up next, we have what I call braided pizza. This is not my own recipe. This came from TikTok, and I'm going to link her down below. She makes a variety of these kind of stromboli type of braided pizzas and even some breakfast options. So this one is so customizable and so yummy. As you can see, I just have a pizza crust from the grocery store. I have just the generic grocery store brand here. I actually prefer our grocery stores over Pillsbury's, but you can get either one. And then I'm just taking my shears from my cutting block, and I'm cutting strips along the sides of the dough. You want to make sure you have even strips on both sides, because that is what you're going to, quote, braid. Usually I do 11 or 12, and they're about an inch wide. Once you have that, you can put in your filling. So for mine, I usually split it half and half. The top here is mine. I do regular pizza sauce, and then my cheese, which is just mozzarella shredded. As you can see, I buy that in bulk. We have mozzarella cheese a lot. And then I have my veggies. So I've got some bell pepper, red bell pepper, and then I also have some shredded pepperoncini that I put in there for a little bit of a kick. I love pepperoncinis. They're also included in another recipe, as is bell pepper. You guys are gonna learn real quick. It's like my favorite. So that is my half. And then on the bottom here, you'll see what Brandon typically has. Oh yes, and I do top this with cheese as well to kind of get it to like bake in and around those veggies. On the bottom, I'm doing some hot sauce. You can use any kind you want if you're going the hot sauce route. And I'm just gonna spread that around, put some mozzarella. And for Brandon's, he just gets pepperoni. And I usually tend to put a little extra cheese on his as well. He just likes cheese a lot. So I'm just stuffing this full of pepperoni, adding a little bit more hot sauce, and then mozzarella. Oh, so good. So now we're gonna braid. So you're gonna start at the bottom, cross over your piece, grab the other side, cross over. That's pretty much it, guys. And you're gonna go all the way up until you reach the other end. And it just looks really cool. And you'll see later, it makes it really easy to cut into kind of hors d'oeuvre size pieces. I'm also gonna make a little bit of a glaze over the top with some oil, minced garlic, dried minced garlic, and Italian seasoning. I don't have a brush, so I'm just patting it on with a paper towel, and this is gonna make that top really crispy in the oven. So you're gonna bake it at 425 for 15 minutes and then broil for 2. Keep an eye on it. It will burn fast if you're not paying attention. And then I usually cut it up like this into pieces, and we serve it with some hot sauce or marinara on the side. So good. This is also a great appetizer option if you're having people over, and it's very, very filling, we've found. So this is a great one. It's super fast to put together, and you can put whatever you want in these. Okay, moving on to grilled wraps. This is a newer recipe that I've started making. I experimented a lot before perfecting what I make now. We've done it a few other ways, but this is the best way I've found. I'm just popping in some popcorn chicken and air frying those for 10 minutes at 400 degrees and chopping up some veggies and buttering my tortillas. So as you saw, that's just to brown them when we're gonna bake them. So I'm also just cutting up some popcorn chicken here. I cut them in half, and then I'm splitting that group because Brandon is going to have a buffalo wrap, chicken wrap, and I am gonna just have a plain fried chicken wrap. And now I am prepping my wrap. So I'm spreading some ranch here. This griddle is at about 300 degrees or 250. Adding some shredded cheddar, again, bell pepper, and you'll see shredded pepperoncini here in a minute too, and some of the popcorn chicken. There's the pepperoncini. These are also super easy to make, guys, super quick to put together. I just added some more cheese, and then as you can see, that tortilla is nice and golden. And I just press it together and let it kind of melt and flip it. Can get a little messy. As you can see, I kind of overstuffed this one. And then that one is done. I'm now gonna prep Brandon's with some hot sauce and cheese, and sometimes I put some ranch. I can't remember if I did on this day, but there goes his buffalo chicken. Little bit of drizzle of ranch in there, and that's pretty much all he has. So just gonna flip that one and grill it up a little bit more. Once they're done, I cut them like a quesadilla. I kind of was calling these quesadillas before, but we don't use any kind of like Mexican blend cheese or anything like that. So I think they're more of a wrap, technically. I don't know, what would you guys say? And then I just made some little waffle fries in the air fryer, and they are so delicious. This last one is New England shepherd's pie. Now, there are a bunch of ways you can make shepherd's pie, but this is how our families both made it forever with us growing up. This recipe I did get online, so I'm gonna put that below. So you're first gonna season your beef. This is about a pound of ground beef, and then you're going to brown it and strain it with a slotted spoon and put it in the bottom of your baking dish. I don't eat ground beef, so my little quarter of the shepherd's pie on the end there is just gonna be the corn and potatoes. I do creamed corn first, and then some whole kernel corn for added texture over it. And then we're gonna put the potatoes. These were left over from Thanksgiving, as was the corn. So this was super easy to slap together right after Thanksgiving. Otherwise, you're gonna have to boil and mash potatoes prior to this. So that could take a bit longer. I'm now just gonna bake it at 350 for 30 minutes. This was a super fast recipe. As you could see, it was super easy to put together because we had leftovers. And I did get some shots of Brandon scooping it. It is so good, and this one is also really great reheated. All right, guys, so that is it for really easy customizable dinner ideas. And that last one, that shepherd's pie, is so good reheated. So if you're looking for 5 full days of meals, I highly suggest having that one as kind of a leftovers night. We love to do that, to bake it in bulk and then just eat it throughout the week. So yummy and perfect for winter. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I really liked making this video, and I'm definitely looking forward to making some more cooking stuff in the future. So make sure, if you liked the video, to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which recipe was your favorite. What are you gonna try? I'm really excited to read those comments. If you guys like my content, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will be putting out a lot more great content in the future, as well as a surprise video hopefully next week. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys have a really great holiday season as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.